Annie, my buddy, my pal.
What's going on, man?
I'm looking for a man in a checkered coat.
Sure, I know him. What do you want with him?
Let's try this lie.
Oh, yeah? A good friend? If you say so, man. Well, listen, I can definitely help you find him, but I've got problems of my own. Maybe we can do a trade. You need my help. There's something I need, too.
Seriously? I didn't know this was an option. You've had your needs neglected for far too long, haven't you? I can tell.
Yeah, everybody depends on you, you know? But they don't ask you about how you feel, what you worry about. There's something I like about you. You just seem really understanding. I was gonna ask you for a favor, but I'll just tell you what you want to know. The guy you're looking for, Benny, he was traveling with some members from my old gang.
Oh, that
They were going
is
to Boulder
so
City.
much better! Any idea why they went that way?
No clue. I know Benny hadn't paid up yet. Maybe that was where they were supposed to get square.
Where is Boulder City?
It's straight up Route 93 from here. Just keep following the road north.
That's all I needed to know.
Glad I could help. Hey, I know you've got no reason to help me out now, but you seem really nice. Could I at least tell you about the problem we've got here?
Sure. Maybe I can help ease your mind.
See? I was right about you. Novak, it's home for me now. I want that to be for good. I like it here, and I've left too many homes behind. But the only resource we got here is junk. Without that, people wouldn't have anything to trade. They'd all have to leave. We get most of it up the road from the old rocket test site, but a bunch of ghouls showed up one day and took it over. We can't get in there now.
What needs to be done?
Well, they gotta go, or this'll be a ghost town before long. Doesn't matter to me what you do. As long as the ghouls are out of there, that's good enough for me.
Okay. I'll see what can be done about it.
It'd mean a lot to me.
So, who are you?
I'm Manny. I'm on security detail here. You see a rifle barrel sticking out of the dinosaur's mouth, you got a 50-50 shot it's me. Otherwise, it's Boone.
So, who's Boone? The guy that's
Boone's a
behind me.
sniper, same as me. Used to spot for him when we were enlisted with the NCR. After we got out, I talked him into settling down here. So, here we are. I'd introduce you, but, we're not so friendly right now.
He's right behind me. Why are you guys on bad terms?
Me and his wife, we didn't see eye to eye on some things. We had some pretty big arguments. One day, she turns up missing, and he hasn't said a word to me since.
Huh. I can see why. I mean... Well, he has no reason to blame you now.
Man, you name it. See, I grew up in North Vegas. Me and my cousins. We were some bad seeds. Got in with a gang. I loved it. Then something happened, and I couldn't handle it anymore. So, I enlisted, earned my future, brought down my best friend to share that future with me. And here was this woman, who was too good for it, trying to take him away. So yeah, I didn't see eye to eye with the bitch.
So you were in a gang? Were they tough?
Were they tough? I was in the cons, man. It doesn't get any badder.
What was your tour with the NCR like? Tour.
Oh, it was great. I wouldn't trade it. Something about that lifestyle, the discipline, seeing new places, making people safe. What's not to like?
So, why'd you leave? If it's that great.
Well, I just felt like it was time, you know? Wanted to have a home. Plus, I was up at Camp Golf when Bitter Springs went down. I faked like I was sick to get out of going because I knew some of the people there. But when everybody came back, nobody would tell me what happened, and people would call us murderers sometimes when we showed up to secure towns.
Bitter Springs? What did happen?
I still don't know exactly. Just that a lot of people died who didn't want to be a part of the fighting at all. I don't blame anybody for it. There's so much chaos when you're fighting. You're lucky not to shoot your own guys. But it did take something out of it for me. Just wasn't the same. So when it came time to re-enlist, I just took my papers and walked.
Well, goodbye.
Yeah, see ya.
What is it?
Where are you at? Bitter Springs with First Recon?
I was in a lot of places with 1st Recon. I don't really remember.
Must have been at Bitter Springs. What happened there?
That part of my life's over now. And so is this discussion.
Okay. How do you feel about Manny?
He was a good spotter.
Aren't you also friends?
Yeah, we were.
Not anymore?
No.
I have another question for you.
Sure.
What outfit did you serve in?
1st NCR Recon. It's a sniper battalion. Sees a lot of action. They moved us around a lot. I was stationed at Camp Golf for a while. Last I heard, they're at Camp McCarran.
So, how did you join 1st Recon?
They pick you out if you do well at the firing range. Pays a little better, so I said okay.
Is that a 1st Recon beret?
Yeah, you can tell by the patch. Bear skull with crossed rifles behind it. Slogan underneath.
What's the slogan?
The last thing you never see. Pretty accurate. And so are we.
You're like talking to a brick wall.
Was an airport before the war. Command liked it because it was already fortified, and it let them keep an eye on the strip. They've got an old monorail that still runs between them. Used mostly for supplies and deployment. But if you get leave, you're allowed to go gamble. Was General Oliver's post. But I heard he's been up at the dam a lot lately. Guessing Colonel Shu is running it.
What do you think of the general?
Didn't know him. He's a signature on my discharge papers. Wasn't real popular, though. Even overheard my CO complain about him once.
Huh.
General Wait and See, he called him.
What do you know about the colonel?
Yeah. He introduced himself to me once. I shook his hand. Doubt he remembered me now, though. When he looked at you, you could see he understood. After some of the things we'd seen, that meant something. But I heard he'd be a general right now if Oliver didn't know the president.
Huh. Political intrigue?
The big one.
But the
one
dam?
the NCR is trying to hold on to, that the Legion's pushing for. Whole war depends on holding it.
Well, thank you for all this interesting information.
It
About
was on the front line
Camp
for
Golf.
a while. Only resort in New Vegas no one wanted to get sent to. Doesn't have that kind of importance anymore, though. They pulled most of the troops out of there after we took the Hoover Dam.
Huh. Let's talk about something else.
All right.
Tell me about your wife.
You got no right asking me that. Drop it.
I want to understand you better, Boone. You brick wall of a person.
You don't know what you're asking. Just let it go for now. The Legion's the only thing I want on my mind right now.
Okay. I need to build up my relationship to learn more about him. Tell me about yourself.
If you want. It's not really my thing. What do you want to know?
Ever take that beret off?
No.
Wow. Let's talk about something
All
else. I have some questions I wanted to
Okay.
ask you. What about New Vegas? I'm about to head there.
It's NCR land for the most part. We tamed it. Now we're settling it. A
Hmm.
lot of people complain about it, but they forget what it was like before we showed up. It's a lot of territory to secure. Too much, even for a big army like the NCR's.
I have a different question.
Okay.
How do you feel about the NCR?
Coming east was about securing the land so people could live without fear. It's not always that simple, but I think the cause is still right. And God help us if they lose.
All right.
Okay.
Pro NCR. Legion.
Yeah, lots of thoughts. All about the best ways to kill them.
Something else?
Okay. All right.
Man, this is like talking to a... I don't know. Tell me about yourself.
If you want.
Please don't kill me.
Carla's dead. That's all you need to know.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's move on. I've gotten the info I need. Terminal. Khan Hospitality. Ah. You can literally just read his thing to bypass all of that. Okay. Well, we got Boone and Edie, my robot, and this guy. Took him on because pity. At least now he won't go insane trying to shoot things. Well, I said I'd take Edie to the Novak scrapyard, which is just around the river bend. Hopefully we're able to use what's there. That's a high tower. Boone's following me. And we'll just keep moving. It's harder to gain XP via combat in this one. XP is more earned via quests in the older Fallouts than, say, like Fallout 4, where the combat is actually doable. Gibson Scrapyard. Come on, Edie. I took you here. Talk to? Log off. Dogs. Huh. Just kind of have to wait for Edie. Baseball. Maybe I'm just not standing in the right part of the scrapyard. Junk. Bit more junk. Workbench. Old Lady Gibson. Talk to Old Lady?
Hi there. I'm Old Lady Gibson, or so they tell me. I've got odds and ends for sale, and I'm pretty good at fixing things, too. You might have noticed the very large building just north of here. That's Helios 1. The NCR runs the place, so it's off limits to prospectors.
Dang. What can you tell me about Ripgon?
Sometimes it seems like I spent the better portion of my youth in that old wreck of a building. Me and my hubby, may the man rest in peace, used to scavenge there. If it weren't bolted down, you can bet we took it and sold it. A lot of the scrap you see around here is from Repcon. Even my favorite chair.
Alright. Oh, I need something repaired.
Sure thing. Let me have a look.
What do you know about Helios 1?
The way I heard it, the Brotherhood of Steel ran the place before the NCR took it away from them. I'm not sure who started shooting first. But when it was over, the Brotherhood, with all their fancy armor and weapons, was on the run. Nobody's heard from them since.
Why did they call you Old Lady Gibson?
Well, I'll give you a hint. They used to just call me Gibson. I hope you can figure out the rest. I don't mind, to be honest. Living long is a real accomplishment these days. Remains to be seen if I end up dying peaceful in my bed.
Oh, excuse me. Well, goodbye. Don't really want
Take care
to sell
now.
anything.
Subject E, diagnosis complete. Begin recording. My name is Whitley. I'm a researcher at Adams Air Force Base. Until recently, I was in charge of the Duraframe reinforcement project for the combat model iBots.
Huh. Continue.
iBot Duraframe Subject E is both the prototype and the last functional model in this test group. I was prepared to make several significant upgrades to the machines. However, as the project was cancelled and all Duraframe assets are being diverted to Hellfire armor, I'm sending this model to the Navarro outpost.
Continue.
If you're listening to this log from one of our Enclave outposts in Chicago, give this unit whatever repairs it needs so it can continue to Navarro.
Enclave. That's a star cap.
So, my...
Continue.
If you're...
Oh. Off. Interesting. Data. Quests. So I need to travel around to trigger ED's things randomly. Now I don't have a set one. Yeah, let's head toward the that way. I think that's leading to New Vegas. Yeah, New Vegas is that way. Helios 1, Camp Forlorn Hope. There's something over this way. Oh, highlighted. Never actually aiming. I get it. We disintegrated it.
All mine.
Well, thanks, companions. Though now I'm worried that my XP is going to go down a little because I have 2 of them. Ramen, traveling merchant. There's something over this way that's marked on my map.